name's Mark Wallman. I'm a senior program manager at London Luton Airport. More recently, because of the fire, now I'm also responsible for the whole car park recovery program and the underlying insurance claim that goes with it. We had lots of things to adjust around passenger experience. We've suddenly got huge volumes of passengers coming from the mid-term car park along the road that we previously didn't have. So we had to introduce new safety systems, lots of marshalling. The manpower that we've thrown at this has been enormous. And that has enabled us to continue to operate the airport in a temporary operational model whilst we work out how to get back up and running.
Owen LaCroix, Adler Allan. I'm the Services Director, currently acting in the capacity as a response and technical manager for this project. From the offset, first protocol was to contain and isolate all contaminants and potential risks from getting into the central soakaway. The size of the infrastructure that we've had to put in place, we've mobilised that within a 2-week period, capable of dealing with 780,000 litres of surface water runoff. We put overpump systems in place and physical isolations. We did that using our confined space crews.
I'm Alison Haynes, Adler Allan Consultancy East Regional Manager. As part of the investigation works, we've undertaken a CCTV survey around the fire damaged car park to identify drainage runs which may discharge to the central soakaway. This allowed us to install isolations and prevent any further contamination migrating via the drainage system into the central soakaway.
Working with Adler Allan, the thing that impressed me the most is that you set up the site and you set up all the CDM and the safety and the walkways, and there was no compromising dealing with the crisis versus managing the health and safety and the risk as well, and protecting our reputation around environmental damage from the fire. The way you mobilised and helped constrain the environmental impacts from the fire has been excellent.
Once we had effectively got our containment in place and we were able to manage and control all the fire water runoff from the incident, it then turned to what we can do and how we can manage all the liquids running off from the site. Whilst we initially started off with tankering and removing from site, we installed a GAC system, granular activated carbon, and run that through a series of weir systems able to eliminate free phase product, anything floating visibly on top of the water, and then through a GAC to be able to treat the dissolved phase hydrocarbons coming through. Whilst we were comfortably dealing with all hydrocarbon runoff and treating that effectively, it was then the metals that were posing a bit of an issue to be able to discharge into the soakaway. It's from that then we worked with some of our expert supply chains to be able to devise a method of being able to treat that. We went through multiple different ways of being able to deal with that, but the most effective way was going to be through ion exchange. And again, with that, it wasn't as simple as standard ion resins. We were looking to create a blend of selective resins so that we could really target some of the heavier metals that were coming through. Whilst the GAC was dealing with an element of lighter metals and significantly reducing other metals coming through, it was some of the heavier ones that were going to require additional treatment, which is why then we turned to testing ion exchange. We've been able to refine that methodology and how we're going to treat that and what resins we're going to use.
As part of the investigation works, we're installing further boreholes across the site, including around the central soakaway. These allow for recovery of soil samples to record for any presence of hydrocarbons and metals, in addition to installing groundwater monitoring wells so we can recover groundwater samples and ascertain if there's any groundwater impact to the sensitive principal aquifer beneath the site, and undertake necessary remedial works associated with this if that is required.
genuinely working with Owen and Alison and the rest of the team, that has been what's been so remarkable about our environmental response, is that nothing has been too much, and everything we've asked of the team, they've gone and delivered and responded very quickly.
Additionally to the treatment and the management of the surface water runoff from this location, there'll be a large demolition program running for about 15 weeks. The main capacity around the demolition is going to be an environmental plan where we're effectively going to be managing all the surface water runoff, supporting with the lift plan, safe removal of all fuel related products and ignition sources from the vehicles, and then building a bonded area location for onward transportation at a later date.
Once the car park has been demolished, we'll need to undertake a further site investigation around and beneath the car park. This will comprise of shallow trial pits and window sample drilling to recover soil samples, to assess the soil contamination directly beneath the car park, in addition to deeper boreholes around the perimeter of the car park, to sample and monitor the groundwater.
I know everybody in Luton Airport and the exec and the board are hugely supportive and grateful for all of the work that Adler and Allan have done, which has contributed massively to our response, but not only that, to our reputation about how we've dealt with such a serious incident.